Welcome back to Satisfactory. My name is Nilaus and we are back here in this glorious bus space, and I think everything is working absolutely wonderful. And what we're going to do today is bring out our gun. Nope. We are going to look in the top right hand corner where it says complete phase 5, because that's basically all we have remaining of sort of new things is to complete the game. So this episode will be about the design and implementation of this, but there will not be any story spoilers. So I'll save that for a separate video, so that if you don't want to get the ending of the game spoiled, then you won't get that from watching this video. I'll clearly mark that. So I think that's kind of fair. So we're going to build it, we're going to be implementing it. And I heard like the best argument for doing it the way that I'm doing it, I'm going to do it the box crafting way. We've done that for previous things as well. Let's have a look over on the 5x5 blueprints here. We've done that for phase 4 here, propulsion, magnetic and directors, and nuclear pasta. Well, nuclear pasta is another one, but these ones are for phase 4. They are, and we're going to do the same thing for phase 5 now. We just have bigger blueprints. Why are we going to do this? Well, I heard a comment in my Twitch chat was basically like, I spent 12 hours building a factory to complete it, and then it took 1 hour to complete. And that's exactly what I think is the problem with this, is that it takes way too long to build it compared to how long time you actually needed this space. So put a blueprint down, get box crafting, and then be done in 100 minutes plus the startup time. But 100 minutes is what it takes for this. So that's what we're going to do. Let's have a look at what it is we want to do. And I think I'm going to start with the AI expansion server. AI expansion, because that's kind of no, let's not start with that one, because that's kind of the worst one. Let's start with something that's a little more sort of straightforward. So this thing here is water. Why water? Plus some trigons, we have those, and some assembly director. We already built the assembly director, didn't we? So if we just search for director system, there we go. That's the there. So we already have this one. That is it. And then the easiest thing in the world, which obviously you can do, but I don't want to do, is just say, yeah, I got that one. And then you just slap an extra one in and say that is going to be, oh, where was the biomechanical thingy? Oh yeah, because it's it must be a blender recipe then. And let's see, blender, there, biomechanical, done, happy. Because you just get that one in. But yeah, that's not how we want to do it. However, it tells us exactly what we need in terms of machines. We need all these inbounds here. There are currently 2 of these, because they need to make 2.5 plus 2.5, and that makes 5 of those. But I need a total of, if I want to make biomechanical, then let's do this, because of course we're going to do this. So fully maxed out, it makes 10 per minute. That means in order for us to run this to complete this milestone in 100 minutes, then I need to have, yeah, that's it, 1, like that. And then I need 1.25. So this one's scaled by a factor of 4 times too much. So I need to scale it down, which means I don't need that one. So we're going to design a build that has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 machines in it. Good. That should be doable, right? Oops, I should have deleted that one. And let's do a modular blueprint like that. And get it over here. And then I'm going to find out. There. Okay, that's the starter going in and out. Okay, we're going to start with the usual thing. And that is going to be a template build to start with. Right. So what is it we want to do? Let's start from the start process. Let's take this one and sort of get it. Let's just try to sort of get it all the way out here at the end here, and then get the next one in there. So this is the Caterium wire, this is the cable, and cable goes into a thing like this, which will be automatic wiring. Yes, automatic wiring goes into a... I'm kind of sort of sneaking it around the edge here. And let's keep it a little close. That is going to be the adaptive control unit, sure. And we'll do the scaling afterwards. And then that goes into another one like that, which will then be, again, also scaled up a lot. There we go, adaptive control. And then the final one is the blender, which we can then just sort of slap in the middle. Here. ish. So it comes in here, becomes wire, cable, automatic wiring, adaptive control unit, the assembly director system, and then finally it goes on to be the biochemical sculptor. Like, that's pretty simple, right? That's pretty simple to do this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to set all of these out on this side so that they all come in from this side. And then you can decide whether you want to box craft it or you want to make it as a bus branch. Here it is. This is built. And let's look at the quantity. So in order for me to make 1000 of this, here is first the important part. 4 summer sloops and 2 summer sloops and 4 summer sloops and 2 summer sloops. Yes, we're slooping the whole damn thing. So this entire build is 12 summer sloops for this one. I think that's worth it. And because it just, I mean, I could also just scale this one up to double, and but then I'd have to, well, actually I could get this up. But anyway, this is a temporary build, so just use the summer sloops and be done with it quickly. That's fine. What we're seeing here is the only thing that's in any kind of high quantity is the trigons, and even the trigons are not really that big of a deal. Water is not a big deal. And then we get to the part which I kind of feel a little bit weird about. In this, like, this is the final milestone of the game. You're supposed to be, once you do this, you're done with the game. And then it needs something like 62 supercomputers. I know this is a rounding thing because you can't deliver 62.5, but like 62 supercomputers, nothing else. That's it. It feels like really low numbers. It also just, like, these numbers, branching off from a bus to get 159 status is a little bit silly. And for 62.5, I'm going to do it because of, you know, principles and that kind of thing. But I would say that in most cases, you could just fill it up with boxes. But anyway, what I've done is I've made everything available here, so you can know exactly what to put in or where to put things in. Whether you put it in from a bus or from a train or from a truck, I mean, if you're that crazy, or just a box, that's totally up to you. But this one works. Cool. So let's build another one. And I know I'm gonna tempt fate. Oof, I'm tempting fate by making 2 of the same things here, because there's a very fair chance that this one will be overridden. And let's make sure that this one's saved. This one goes in there and it gets saved. That's probably good. 100 minutes to complete. Sweet. All right. Next thing is we are going to go in here and do another start with the template. And the next one we want to build is, oh, right. Let's just figure out what it actually is we want to do for the next one. What we want to do is the ballistic warp drive. Let's just warp. There's probably not a lot of other warp things. So what is this? This is, first of all, expensive. Also, this is the most valuable thing in the game in terms of points value, 2.8 million points, if you are interested in that. We need 200, so if I produce 2 per minute, then I have it done in 100 minutes. It uses propulsion that we know how to do because we did it for phase 4, and then it uses singularity cells, superposition oscillators, and dark matter crystals. All these things we have on the bus. Isn't it lovely? Sweet. So, and that is in a manufacturing build. So basically what we need to do is make a manufacturing build for the ballistic and then just crank it up like this. Oh, that's making 5. That's actually not even what I want. Huh, it's way too much. There we go. Happy, 2 per minute. I don't want any more than that. And that only takes 40 dark matter crystals, which is easily something we have from our previous build. And then we have the propulsion system. We need 1 thermal propulsion system in. But if I then do propulsion, I already have it. Isn't that lovely? And that looks like that. And let's have a look at this propulsion system. It is that one, right? Yes. And this makes 2.5. So this one's also scaled down. I would have actually loved that it was this one fully scaled was the input to that one. But the fact that it's scaled down, I don't know. It's a little bit weird. So this is kind of modest. But it also is kind of easy to see that it's quite easily possible to make this kind of thing. So let's try to see if we can design it in here in a neat way. Let's actually start with this build here. I'm going to get it, like the idea of this is going to be that this goes directly in. Then I think something like this is probably... like that. And then it goes into the next one, like that, which then goes into the next one, like that. Or actually, I think I want this one to turn back towards the middle, so that it actually hits exactly at the middle. So it goes down on the middle lane here. There we go. Can I even do that? Yes. Because then it goes down in the middle, and I think that's just always a better idea. Okay, so that goes in here. This one can go a little bit. Okay, I think this one has to be... I don't know. I think these are actually fine. Like, what we get here is... Let's copy from the previous location, like that. This is making smart plating. I don't think I want to upgrade that. Okay, then... let's see. Like this. That goes in and paste again. Yes. Smart plating. Goes in here. Becomes modular engines. Again, I'm using 4. You can choose to scale it up and not use so many, but then you use more resources. And then the next one is the propulsion engine, which is also way overscaled for 2.5, but I only need in here. In the ballistic, I only need 1. So again, scale this down or just overproduce, but I prefer scaling it down. All right, let's summarize this. Again, this looks very, very simple. If we look at the number of inputs, 1, 2, 3, 4, not 5, yeah. And then 1, 2, 3. This one goes in. This one goes. And then, okay, that's actually quite a lot of inputs. There you go. Yeah, that's a lot of inputs. So it's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 inputs and 1 output. Oof, that's a lot. That is a lot of items inbound and outbound. And this is one of the things that I'm now just building it like this. It doesn't really matter where you get it, but I just want to make sure that they can come out on ground level and next to each other, and preferably with a little space between, but not always because there are so many lines. But there's also a little bit of extra space here in case something needs to be moved around. Maybe you want to have it in a different way. Like, for example, in my specific case, I probably want to get the ballistic to warp drive out on the back. Again, let's look at quantities. 500 singularity cells is not so much, but that's actually the stuff we need more of. Most of the time crystals, 4,000, that's easy. Then there's... Is that correct, the plastic? No, that can't be correct. No, it's 900. Yeah, that's not even much in terms of plastic. That's crazy. And this one is 40 times 100 minutes. Yeah, okay. Right, so none of this, like a single stack of turbo motors, a single stack of fused, definitely I would say not worth branching off the bus. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to branch it off the bus just because I want these builds to keep running all the time and not just boxcraft. But if you just want to hit the milestone, then I would highly recommend just getting it in with boxes. Just place boxes, get the stuff where you from your factories, put it in here, or actually get your stuff from here, for example. And then just put it in where you want it. That's definitely the easiest. Yeah. All right. Well, this is a pretty simple input output. So now we come to the next one, which is by far the worst one. This is why we saved it for the last one. Let's see. So this one is the AI expansion server. Yes, indeed. And that's made in a quantum encoder, which is absolutely atrocious because quantum encoders don't fit into where we have it in this one. So that's fun. We're going to make a quantum encoder here just to see. There we go. So that is going to make an expansion server. I need 256 of these. So like that. But I'm also definitely doing this. That means 2.56 per minute times 100 minutes. Sounds about right. Sounds about right. But then again, yeah, really scaled down. So this is good. So a magnetic field generator, we know how to do this. Neural superposition, those are just from the bus. This one is created ad hoc, on demand, in here. There. Excited photon. 32 of that. That's outputting 64. And... oh, is that... it only needs 32? Then it's all the way down to 16. That's crazy. No, that can't be right. Is it? Yeah, I guess it is. It's really not very much. Also, these numbers are pathetic. Well, magnetic field generator. But hold on, there's another problem here. The dark matter residue. 64 dark matter residue. That means we are going to need to get a... here. To convert this into... back into something. So this one is only going to be consuming 6 or producing 6.4 because that's 64 inbound. And this one will actually have to be thrown away because I have to deal with this. I have to make sure that it doesn't go anywhere weird. So there's actually more work going on the trash. So this output residual here, we could sort of bring it in, merge it, convert it into dark matter crystals, and then restructure it. I can put it in a box because it's not really that much. It's just 64 times that. But I wanted to make it self-contained, and therefore I want to build it in this kind of setup. So I put it in here, make it into crystals, and then throw it away as part of the design. I could also feed it into the other one that uses the crystals here, but I don't want any interdependence. On top of this monstrosity, I need more. Whew. What did I need more? I needed the... what was it called? It was magnetic things. Okay, so we do have that magnetic. And that is this one. Luckily, that's a pretty simple one. Luckily. So that means we need to design this part here. Let's see, is that versatile? Okay, so this is a 3-step process. This 3-step process plus all of this crap. And this one. But the question is, how do I put the quantum encoder inside a blueprint? Yeah, I'm gonna have to take these out because I need them for the actual build. And I'm gonna take you out, but we can kind of remember those 3, right? No, I can't. I'm gonna put them down here. Copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste. Yeah? Yes, and now I can take this out. Okay, so let's build a design. Let's move it in here. And there's actually a reason for that. And let's see, let's make this one actually aligned to something. There, and make it aligned this way as well. Like that. Alright, so we're going to be loading a template blueprint. And here comes the pain and suffering. We looked at this before. This is not possible. But as the comments in the YouTube comments aptly said, it is actually possible to do it diagonally. So this specific case, I'm actually going to make a diagonal build. Just for this one, because that's the only way to do it, to get it in here. So what I'm going to do is I am going to make some changes here. And then I'm going to show you how I'm going to make this. And there are a million different ways. So if I do this, it kind of goes a little bit too high. So if I can do it from in here, yeah, and then drag it to the corner, see, it goes up. I didn't want it to go up. I want it to stay down. So in order for me to do that, I need to take the default pipe and then goes over here. So now I can use that as a anchor. Come on. Here. Then flip it to the freeform. And then get into that one. So now it is flush with this level. And I can do the same thing over here. Yeah, I think I want to do it over here as well. You are going to be here. And then not freeform, but actually default. So we go in here. And then go back to the freeform and merge it into the middle. Good. So what we have now is a beam in here that we can use for alignment. And I think I need to undo this part so that I actually align it properly. There we go. Boom. And I want to make as much space as possible. Yeah, I don't like it. I'm gonna leave that line there because if you want to mess with it, and you can also do that. Then you have the line available. Yeah. These are gonna go back down. Right. So now we have the next problem, and the AI expansion server, and I can't remember what it was, but oh yeah, it was one of these, and it was set down to 32%, which is not much, so that we get the 2.56, and then gets it completed in 100 minutes. But it needs 1, 2, 3 inbounds and a liquid inbound as well. The liquid inbound is out here, and this is annoying, to say the least. It's unfortunately just a little bit complicated to how we're going to set it up, because only thing we can do is try to... Oh, this is a lot of flickering from that. Yeah. I can try to make it look as good as possible. Like this, for example. I'd say, yeah, that's not bad. And this one, ew. These are okay. This one, though, is completely impossible. That's beautiful. Ha! That was so nice. Alright. Might have to change that, I think, for some reason. And then this one, I think I just want to get it in here. Yeah. Of course, colored as well. Then out here we will have both of those outbound, so we're gonna deal with both outbound. I think this is too sharp. This is probably okay. Like, they're not gonna be as pretty as I'd normally like them to be, but maybe like this is okay. Yeah, that looks okay. Good, because that's the final outbound, and that needs to come back. So now we have to think about this from the context of, I need to make the magnetic field generator. I need to get all the other things inbound. And for that reason, I am building a second of these ones. Well, actually, it's a fourth of these. That and that. So that's now scaled here. And I'm going to start by making a template in here as well. So now I need to jam in all of this one, and these ones here. I think that's going to be a little bit tricky. I think that, however, the most logical step is to say something like this, because, oh crap, see, this is what happens. Oh, look at that. Oh, this is why I can't, oh man. Oh, this is atrocious. It just deleted my other blueprint. Oh, why is the blueprint so broken? Yeah, so what happens is that I put a blueprint planner in here, and then it also decided to put it in here, and also decided to put it in here, but apparently did not decide to put it in here. I have no clue why. All right, well, we will persevere and find a way that we can, of course, remember exactly what we did, so no problems at all. Now that is taking up the majority of the space. We are then going to have to jam this one in the corner, because if we remember anything correctly, then this was along the edge out here. So I might be a little bit too far out. Just hoping that we can fit the whole thing in. And then the question is, can I fit this in? Because this... let's see. This is just outbound, so there's nothing inbound. And you will be like this, and then the last one will be like, yeah, going backwards like this, because then there's a little bit of room for this outbound here, and there should be enough room for me to go like this, and that this will be an input, this will be an output, and this output will be the what's it called? Is this the propulsion? No, it's the magnetic. So the magnetic goes over here, and then it goes into the other one, which means I actually want that to be here. And then go into the diagonal. Damn, that diagonal. Damn it. That's so annoying that I lost that. Okay. Because I wanted to do the blueprints properly first. This one... Oh. There we go. So 1, 2, 3, 4 inbounds. This one is also outbound, but this outbound is going to be dark matter crystal, which will go. Okay, we actually need that here. Please tell me there's room for it. There's room for it. Look at that. You'd almost think that this was the whole thing was planned, right? It's a little bit in conflict. It's also interesting how this is possible, but this is not possible. So apparently it's wider than it's tall. So let's just jam it here and then see if we can get... Yes, we can easily get this in here. Good. So that will just take from the output the dark matter crystal, go in here and get rid of it. That means we actually got a design that works. And man, I have to reconstruct the other ones and get it in. So let's see if we can get this in here and get all these, because I also need to... The stuff that was needed for the encoder here, the neural quantum and the crystal oscillators, those are actually coming from here, because I want this to be like twice as deep. I might not be able to build it in my base, but I think that's kind of how I want to logically build it. By far the hardest part of this design was trying to get the blueprints to not override each other. I have a suspicion that if I do this and then place it, then it kind of has the same ID or something, and then they will sort of be linked and override each other. While if I do this part, then it might have a little bit of a different... I don't know. I have no clue. It's weird. So, oh, nighttime. Oh, that's fine. Right, so this one is working. We're going to see the inputs here, the superposition oscillators and the neural computers will just pass through. Then the excited photonic matter will also go down here and pass through, just go up and in. And these are going in here. So the only thing that's remaining for the rest of it is the waste product management and the magnetic thingy. So let's look at the magnetic thingy. The magnetic thingy, I have decided not to use any of my precious summer sloops here, because it just means that I'm going to use a little bit more. So here, and even if we look at it, it's only just barely overclocked here, so that's not really a problem. So it makes us 1.28 of those magnetic something generators. What are they called? Magnetic field generators. Yeah. See, 128, 128, 128, and then 32 of that, and that gets me all the AI servers I need. Perfect. Then there's the residual. The residual is 64. So in here, I take the 64 and make it into 6.4 dark matter crystals, which will then underneath, where you might be at. There, it's this one. Going over here and then up and into the awesome sink, which is processing at a decent rate of 15 million points per minute. And then we have everything constrained in this, and we also have the other ones. I couldn't help but this one kept getting overridden, so at least we have the blueprints designed. So now we want to find a space to build it. I was about to press M as if that would show us anything. Now down here we want to build it because we are going to make it as branches from the bus. That means these things here will be branched off the bus. That means it has to be sort of at the end of the bus where we can actually have those things on the bus. So let's just jump in and jump down here and see. Oh, I probably should. Oh, yeah, I definitely should have deleted those because now I can't place them. But anyway, we can actually go out here and see where to place them. And there. So I'm going to mark a location for this. And I think that we want to make it really close. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's not. There. So that's going to be one of them. And then give them 2 spaces for breathing. There. And then the last one is the AI server, which I'm going to be placing here. And the AI server has a problem because this one is the one that is 2 blueprints. And then ideally I don't want to put it out here, but then that kind of breaks the symmetry. So I'm going to do something a little bit different, which means that I built a modular blueprint and I'm not going to be using it entirely as I want it. Because what I'm going to do now is actually make them come in here and go on that side. Yeah, I wish I could place them but I have to remove them. So let's remove them so we can place them down here. And we're now ready to put in the new blueprints here. And there. So let's see, which one do we want to put where? I know the AI server is definitely going to be there, but is it going to be the... I don't know. Let's see, we go Ballistic. Let's do Ballistic here. That one. And I made some subtle changes to them, by the way, while I was sort of mucking about with them. So what I've done is that I have taken sort of any intermediate steps here and basically just removed, like for example, this one. This one was previously using 4 summer sloops, but I was like, why use summer sloops to save on motors, rubbers, smart plating? Like that doesn't make sense. So this one has now been doubled in speed, but removed the summer sloop. And only here will we do summer sloop because it's turbo motors, cooling system, and fused frames. So those are kind of valuable, and also this one should be very valuable, but not the first steps because we don't really care if we used a little bit more reinforced iron plates or rotors. So we get all these things inbound here. And let's do the next one. That is, I done the same thing. That is the Biochemical. That one. And that's also going to be pointing towards us. Like that. I love the build here. It looks so good. So also here, no wires here, but we scaled it up. No summer loopies here. And this one. Yeah, I think I'll remove it here as well. This one, yes, circuit boards, heavy module frames, computers. Yeah, it's a little bit annoying, this one, right? But if I want a 3.175 like that, then I can just do times 2. No, how much is it? 3.125. 3.125. There we go. There. And then I just count backwards how much I need. Then I say, okay, so that means I need 62.5 cables. That means here I need twice as much. Okay, so I need 62.5. Is it 0.5? Yeah, 62.5 cables. There we go. That means 125 wire. That means this one is also going to go up. There. 125 wire. Okay, that was completely trivial. There. Yeah, this is not necessary. This one, you could argue whether that's reasonable to put 4 in here. There's definitely more valuable things than a bit of heavy modular frames and and computers. No, not even supers, but let's do this one. So the blueprint has been updated because I don't want to be making changes here. I want to make sure that the changes here are fine. This goes in 125. This one comes in 125 becomes 65. 65 becomes 3.125. 3.125. So I was considering also skipping this one, like the summer sloops here. But if I do that, then I can't keep up with just one cable builder, and then I'd have to make another cable builder, and you know, that's a little bit too much of a hassle right now. So I think I'm going to be happy with it's only going to run for 100 minutes. The water, though, you have to deal with. There is luckily water below us, although that water is apparently not the correct kind of water. An AI expansion server. What I mean by that is, oh, are you kidding me? Where's my... Oh, right, it's called AI server. Ah, okay, I thought I was freaking out that I lost my blueprints. I feel that this is so fragile. I'm always just afraid of losing something. So this one's coming in here. Like that. This one also does not have any summer sloops. If we look at it. That one, no summer sloops, no summer sloops. And these numbers have been adjusted accordingly. So now we have, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, good counting. Good counting there. Oh, did I miss it? No. There. So now I need to make the other AI server. That's this one. And then I want to build it like this, I think. Yeah, these are returns. Yeah. So obviously there's going to be a lot of hassle because this one was supposed to be built behind here, but I can't do that. So these belts are not actually matching. I made it meticulous so that they would match, and then I decide to rotate it and move it different. That is so typical. But anyway, if you can build it behind each other, then it's going to work perfectly. So all I need to do now is something that takes quite a while, and that is branch all the stuff off the bus to get ready to get in here. and then reconnect the pipes down here, and also get some stuff back here so we can go back. Cool. Let's see if we can do that. So this took a little bit longer than I had anticipated, and more precisely about 1.5 hours of doing that. Just getting all these inbounds. So what we have now is we have 3 crisp lines out here, completely empty, ready to go in. These lines down here have been reconfigured so that they are matching out to where they should be. Each of these lines are now ready to go in, and they're just neatly crisp going in here. That's going to be awesome. So it will just take a lot of time to start up, but that's, I mean, that's just how it is. So we're going to be starting it up here. And what we, is it powered? Yeah, all of it is yellow, so that means it does have power, but it doesn't have resources. Good. So let's just jam all this in. Oh man, the joy of doing this after spending so much time and just filtering through, that is joyful. The only non-built resource we're getting in here is the water we get, which is very nice that it's only water we have to deal with. That's a little bit complicated. Actually, I should start from the other side, because we want to get that one going first. So that should be it. All the outputs are done. If we look at the water, then I can just take that one out and just go down here. Whoosh, and I just bring it in, because apparently this water down here, it doesn't work because it's a little bit outside of the map. I guess it's kind of, yeah. So anyway, it needs to be taken from in there before it actually, you can pump it. That's not a problem. We can easily do that. Right, what we're going to do now is we are just going to be monitoring how this is working. This one is making smart plating. That's fine. It's not going to be super fast. Many of these things are kind of slow to craft. But let's see if they're coming into the next one. Yes, we get the smart plating. We got some modular engines. Modular engines are going to take some time. Here, there's also another thing to keep in mind is that for anything that is summer slooped, then the first slooped... Damn, that was missing one. Let's see if that'll... I'll fix the blueprint as well, because that's a problem. Anyway, this is producing the one that it needs to be... So, for anything that's slooped, the first one will produce half of what the projected resource. So this one will produce 2 for the first one, and then 4 for every subsequent cycle, because the summer sloop doesn't affect the first cycle, annoyingly, but that's just how it is. Let's walk over to this one. It's making Caterium wire. It is making into the cable. Cable goes into automated wiring. Automated wiring comes in here. It's just going to be slowly working. Yep. Okay, slowly working. This one has been chugging along, and it's filling up the pipe, or the pipe. So aluminium comes in here. Aluminium goes into the versatile framework. Versatile framework goes into here. So magnetic field generator. So this is also having quite a bit of startup time before it makes 5 of these, then does the 120 crafting time, then comes over here and can start the next. Oh, this is only a 15-second craft time. Oh no, it's way longer because I've just scaled it down. But all of this is done, and now we can just basically sit on our belt and then wait for the first iterations to come out, and then see when the whole thing is working. Oh, right. One thing I haven't mentioned is all the nuclear pasta. And that's because nuclear pasta is damn easy. I can just take it here and... no, I can actually just take it here. Pasta. I have 250 of each. Or I have 1,000... I have almost 2,000 nuclear pasta ready to go. So I'm just going to pick that up and put it in a box when we're completely done. Looks like we have the first item almost coming out. The first AI expansion server is actually the first thing to come out, surprisingly, to be honest, but that's because there are just fewer intermediate steps, and it comes a single one, because, as I said, the first iteration of this is not getting... oh, right, also, this first iteration was not scaled down in production speed, so the first iteration was a lot faster than it actually should be. That's interesting. Let's go and see if the other ones are ready to go. This one, yeah, it's making that. And assembly director system. How's the assembly directors? Yeah, so it's only getting one. So this one needs to complete, and then that is on an 80-second cycle. Come on, 90%. Let's have a look at the other one. Modular frame. Okay, so thermal propulsion rocket is making, but it needs to go over here to make the first one of that, and we should be seeing There you go. Finally, this one's working. So that's another 80 seconds or 96 seconds before this one is done. And then on top of that, you have to wait another 120 seconds before this one gets done. So there's a long startup time. But after that, it's producing. It'll be 100 minutes of production once it's already done. You can see AI server is getting up there. Here we go. This is the first Biochemical Sculptor thing coming out. Great, and the AI servers are just chugging along. I'm surprised how fast these are comparatively. But hey, if they complete, then we have an overflow so that they just keep going. Now the only thing remaining is over here. This one is making the propulsion thing. And once this propulsion is working, it's also on a 240 minute cycle, because I only need 200. That means I only need to produce 2 per minute. And this one is making 4 thermal in one batch. Well, it's actually making 2 in the first batch, unfortunately. And then it goes in here. This is only on the 60-second cycle, but it needs 1 thermal propulsion. Let's have a look. Come on, 95%. We can do it. Right, so this will actually complete the episode for today, because I don't want to sit here and wait 100 minutes. That will be something we'll do in the next episode, where we'll also be looking at the actual launch of the rocket, and just, or whatever it is. Yeah, I think it's a rocket, since we have a ballistic warp drives here. So that's going to be what we're going to be doing in the first part of the next episode. So no spoilers in this, but 3-4 new beautiful blueprints that you can put into your own base if you want to. And I think this is the right way to do it. Like, making a giant factory is completely silly. Stamping down something for box crafting is super nice. And I'm going to keep letting this one run, because it'll just draw some resources from the base, but it's also just, it's a nice little thing to have here. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this episode. And if you do, be sure to hit the like button. It means a lot to me. And we're up almost towards the end. I have started working on the designs for nuclear power. It's really complex with all the steps through. And it's going to be some of the next big milestones that we're going to be working on. So thank you very much for watching. Until next time, take care. And as always, stay effective.